All right, so there was a Dan Campbell quote saying, hey, those fans have been with us. It's awesome. Those that aren't don't get on the train. If you don't believe in us, don't get on the train. And we had a caller call and say it bothered him. We had a caller call and say, look, this organization hasn't done anything. Who is he to tell me? Shouldn't say who. That's not exactly what he said. He was not happy.
How dare him forbid me to root for the team? Is that what he said?
He said he might root for the Bucks.
Well, that
it's not been received real well by the bulk of our listening audience. And and part of me is like, I kind of get, you don't want to hear that, but the bottom line is the way most fans are wired, there is a badge of honor that comes with sticking with your team through thick and thin. And I remember feeling that way. And you get into this business and part of the fan part of you has to kind of go away. But yeah, the fans take great pride in having stuck with them through thick and thin. And I think it tightens the bond in times like this because you feel like, hey, I've earned this. And so the people that have checked out that want to jump in, that the fans' mentality, many fans' mentality is you didn't earn it. Oh, sure. Now that things are good, here you are. Where were you when things were tough? Now, this is sports. This is fandom. This isn't real life. It's not it's not life or death here. But when it comes to fandom, this is sometimes the currency we operate with. Who's the bigger fan? Who's been more loyal?
True.
248-539-9797. Let's get to your phone calls. We go to Mike. You're on 97.1 A Ticket. Hi, Mike.
Hey. Yeah, that guy really upset me. I'm team Motor City Dan Campbell here. He is absolutely correct, and that fan is exactly who he's talking to. This guy doesn't want to get on the train and is looking for an excuse to root against the Lions. He took that little bit of comment as reason enough to root against the Lions this weekend. Like, you're right. Don't get on the train. He's talking to you. You are being called out, buddy. Have fun. Root for the Bucks. We'll see you in the Super Bowl.
So nothing he said made any sense to you?
No. I mean, it makes sense if you are the kind of pretentious fan that now, like, I've just always thought they were bad. No, we get made fun of. Real fans get made fun of when they say they're Lions fans in other cities, right? We've stuck through. We've rooted, like the Super Bowl is our draft day. We've been here calling in about, what quarterback we want and all this other stuff for years, how to rebuild this team for years. And now we're finally like getting some, results out of it. And this guy's like, oh, that's not enough. Okay, that's not enough. I'm sorry for you.
Thanks, Mike. 248-539-9797. Ken, you're next. What's up, Ken?
Hey, guys. How's it going?
All right,
the last caller just hit the nail on the head with this, right? Like, we all know that fan. We all know what they're thinking. They spent the last 10 years, last 20 years, last 30 years, the Lions are never going to win anything. The Lions suck. You'd be watching Thanksgiving games with them, and you're getting the same thing from them. And now all of a sudden, Lions win a playoff game, and they're on Facebook talking about how they've waited their whole life to see this. And listen, you don't gatekeep fan bases. You don't keep people from being fans. I don't agree with stuff like that. But, like, just be honest. Like, you're not a real fan. Like, you haven't been following this team. You probably, anytime something good did happen, like beating Kansas City or, winning a Thanksgiving game, you probably got the reaction of, oh, well, they haven't won a playoff game since. Like, come on. We're the ones sitting here. We're watching the games every week. We can be critical of the team. We can say, we don't agree with this. We don't agree with that. We don't like what we're seeing. But just sitting there with no real analysis year after year, and then all of a sudden you're a fan and you're taking effect. Like, come on. We know you're not a real fan. You're rooting for Tampa now after one comment. Let's be real.
I thought that's where he kind of crossed the line. I mean, honestly, if your fandom is so fickle that a coach's comment will make you consider rooting for the other team, I may
not have been a fan to begin with.
I don't think you're much of a fan of a team. Like,
yeah.
I can't imagine that.
You know what? I think maybe you could really tell is if the Lions were to lose, how that guy would react on Monday. You know, like if he's like, "Well, I knew it," but then you weren't. I guess you were never really on board.
It's
anyways,
what it is. It's
Didn't
a very,
deserve to win anyway.
Yeah.
It's a very safe place to be. You're never wrong. You're never hurt. You're never truly vested either. But it's a safe place to be. I mean, look, I don't mind if you're a bandwagon fan that is always wearing the hat of the team that just won. You know, you're always a fan of the team that just won. You know, if the Ravens win, you become a Ravens fan, and then the Braves win, and you're a Braves fan. Or whatever the case may be, if you're always a fan of that team, it's a very safe place to be. But don't make fun of others.
It's not easy to be a Padres fan, Doug.
No, it's not easy. I'm a long-suffering Padre fan here in the Midwest. But think about it, right? You're never hurt. You're always on top.
Yep.
But don't make fun of others that stick with their team.